Okay, here we go. Thank you everyone for waiting. This is Mike Loris, and I'm going to be bringing you a couple more games from the defense. This is going to be mTw versus CLG. Had some kind of weird Dota difficulties, but we are going to get into this game. Hopefully it won't be restart again. That would make me so very sad. Anyone on the mTw side? Got some pretty standard bans, like in Nature's Prophet and the Broodmother. CLG doing the Chen and Darkseer thing, and with a kind of respect ban towards mTw, because they do like their tanker. And you see it all the time, and when you do see it, you gotta cower, because, well, mTw plays a sick tanker. Sock's tanker is not to be messed with. CLG with the first pick, picking up the Leshrac, automatically gives them a lot of early game power. Remains to be seen, of course, as to whether or not it's going to be played as a support hero, or they're just gonna take him and farm him, put a bloodstone on him, and then just make him crush the entire side. But as of right now, it's too early to tell. mTw at the first pick, Rubik. I sincerely hope they give that Rubik some experience. I feel like every time I've seen a support Rubik, it's just completely flopped. There's been like a couple times where the Rubik would steal like a what is it called? Black Hole or a Ravage, and then it's like, wow, Rubik is the most ridiculous hero in all of Dota. But other times it's just like, oh look, he got caught out again and he got killed in 2 nukes. mTw going to be going for the Brewmaster. He's kind of fallen out of favor as of late. Of course, he's still a great hero. You can put him in the mid lane, you can put him in a side lane. Well, you can really put him anywhere. And then his ultimate gives you a lot of power, because once he splits, it's really hard to keep fighting where you are. It's because you can't really focus down the little pandas. If you can, then, well, the game really shouldn't be a problem for you, but pandas being magic immune and pretty damn tanky are kind of scary. Like, once he pops that, then it's the immediate, well, shit, we should probably just take what we can get if there's anything close to a kill on our side of the map, and then just get out of here, because it's much easier to wait for that to time out. So, a lot of frontline power coming out from mTw. Rubik and Brewmaster together are a pretty good combo if they decide to do that. You could levitate someone and then stomp them once they hit the ground, but Night Stalker Enchantress going to be coming out for CLG. CLG has, at the current point, a lot of pushing power. Enchantress could grab up like a troll if she's lucky at the early levels, try to get a level 1 gank off, but even if she doesn't get that gank successfully, then she could just use the neutral creep, tank up the tower, or just use the creeps to pull the lane creeps away. And then, together with the neutrals and with the Diabolic Edict, towers are going to be falling left and right for mTw, and they got to make sure that they handle that. The response pick from mTw is going to be the Lone Druid, so they're pretty set for the late game. Between the Brewmaster and the Lone Druid, they're going to have a lot of bulky power later on in the game. mTw's Lone Druid is also pretty good. I feel like Lone Druid and Tinker are like the mTw heroes, because they really play into mTw's like slow and steady kind of way they like to play. mTw banning out the Shadow Demon, with CLG banning out the Enigma. Enigma is, well, honestly, you'd see him in like every freaking game if he wasn't banned, but Shadow Demon, one of the best support heroes, and also a fantastic setup for Leshrac, so they definitely don't want to do or mess with any of that Shadow Demon Leshrac shenaniganry, especially if they're going to have a mid lane solo. That's going to be the Brewmaster. Brewmaster might be able to live through a Shadow Demon Leshrac combo, but it's kind of iffy. Depends how well the Edict pulses land and stuff like that, but Shadow Demon is also just one of the best support heroes in the game. In my opinion, yeah, like 3rd best, something like that, because he scales perfectly well. His purge is always going to purge people, and his disruption is amazing offensively or defensively, and then you got, of course, the Soul Catcher, which is the best frickin' spell that he has. 50% extra damage with an Edict. Yeah, if that hits, you're pretty much screwed. So, CM going to be banned out for CLG, another top-tier support, because mTw right now kind of, well, both teams have a hero who could support. CLG has the Enchantress and the Leshrac, who could both kind of get those supporty items, sacrifice their own farm to get some wards. And then mTw could get the Rubik to support, although it's not exactly the best. There we go, all the supports being banned out. That would mean we're probably going to see a Vengeful Spirit if they still want to support, or we might see something a little bit more unorthodox, which I would very much like to see. But both teams kind of satisfied right now with the amount of damage that they have. They just need to nail down the early game, and that's why you see them banning out the supports. Of course, I mean, like, I guess this will kind of force Rubik into a support role, and will force either Enchantress or Lesh, or a little bit of both, into a support role. And both teams with those bans seem to be perfectly okay with that happening. I'm going to see CLG conveniently burned out all their bonus time, so we're going to see a lot more quicker picks from them. But we're going to see Invoker. Invoker managed to get all the way through, actually. You never ever see Invoker in this spot. He's always where Leshrac is, or where Night Stalker is, where these guys are. But Invoker will give them a solid mid lane. Night Stalker might be side laning it up with a little bit of support. I honestly don't like a tri-lane Night Stalker, because well, the other two heroes in the tri-lane, although they will provide him a little bit of safety, Night Stalker really needs the experience, because by the time the minute 6 hits, you want to have him have at least 3 in that void, and then hopefully a little bit more, so then he could really be fully effective during the night. And it really pains me whenever I see a Night Stalker just farm the night, because I know, well, even though he could be ganking, even though it may be unsuccessful, I feel like it's just a lot of wasted pressure that you're not having. CK getting picked up for mTw, so they're extremely bulky right now. Brewmaster, CK, and the Lone Druid. Their front line is going to be extremely vicious, but unfortunately for them, their lineup is kind of greedy. And by that I mean, Lone Druid needs money. CK most of the time needs money. I saw one game where he just played pure support. I don't really like that, but Brewmaster also needs levels, and, well, CK also needs levels as well. So mTw is going to have to make something kind of weird with their lanes. What they really need as their last pick is, well, you know, something like a Shadow Demon, a Venomancer, a CM, or an Enigma. We might see a Lone Druid jungle. I don't think I've seen that from mTw, however. We'll give them a pretty good option. Sand King's going to be the last pick for CLG, give them a lot of that team fight. And they're going to need as much team fight as they can get, because mTw is freaking bulky as hell. But also, the Sand King will set up very well with the Leshrac. Well, we're definitely going to be seeing the Enchantress in the CLG jungle. Probably an Invoker, Night Stalker soloing, and then SK Leshrac. Probably work pretty well. mTw's lanes are going to be a lot... Well, mTw has a lot of freedom as well. They just have to make sure that they keep the experience flowing, and that they don't, like, block up the lanes with people who need farm. And yeah, the Enigma is not going to be able to pick up by fucking mad. But here's the Lina pick. So there's your support hero, a little bit more unorthodox. Going to give them a lot of magical damage, which at the moment they're kind of lacking. But we might see CK Lina, we might see Rubik Lina, we could see a whole bunch of things with that Lina. If you have a place set up, stun, disable kind of thing, then Lina just becomes a whole lot more effective, because you could land that LSA. And then follow up with your right clicks from your team, all that good stuff. Just waiting for the heroes to get out onto the board, I guess. Hopefully my game doesn't just completely crash again. That would be... I'd be sad about that. But anyway, mTw has picked up the support. It's going to be the Lina, who... It's a refreshing change of pace. CLG most likely going to be leaving the support to the Leshrac Enchantress. So everyone kind of shored up their weaknesses. mTw has a pretty solid late game with that CK and with that Lone Druid. Wait one sec. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Anyway, mTw, let's go over who's playing what on this side. We have Sock going to be playing the Brewmaster. Fucking Mad going to be playing the Lina. Syndrin on the Chaos Knight. Kebab on the Rubik. And Funzy going to be playing his usual Lone Druid role. I don't think I've ever seen Syndrin play the Chaos Knight. I don't think I've ever seen fucking Mad play the Lina, because I don't think I've ever seen anyone play the Lina. Anyway, on the CLG side, we have 2 stand-ins for them. It's kind of... I really don't like the idea of stand-ins, but I guess I'll talk about that if I still have time later. Pycat, going to be playing the Invoker, Lacoste on the Enchantress, Miracle on the Leshrac, and the stand-ins going to be Nikwa on the Sand King and Mitch on the Night Stalker. The reason why I don't like stand-ins at all It's because it's unprofessional. Like, if you're a team, if you're Lacoste, your job is to play Dota. Or, I mean, I'm assuming most of these people have jobs that are kind of revolving around this. I know some players have day jobs or whatever, but if you're doing this at a really professional scale, if you're trying to get money out of this, you should be able to muster up 5 people constantly. And I mean, like, one stand-in if someone has an emergency or something, like, that's fine, but I don't know. Having 2 is kind of weak. And here we go. The game is going to be unpausing, so we do have light strike arrays being casted everywhere. Bear already heading up to the top lane. They're going to be pulling the creeps over here, making sure that they get a little bit of a lane advantage that way. And is Funzy going to be going to the bottom? Maybe someone else is going to be controlling his bear? Could be anything, but point stands, he's not going to have his bear with him. And nice Juggernaut courier coming out from them, and wow. I don't think I've ever seen this courier. That's pretty awesome. But everyone's currently heading towards the bot lane. I don't think it would be beneficial for mTw to pick a fight. CLG probably a little bit more comfortable. They have the stuns. They have a lot more crowd control effects. But mTw, I mean, like, they are bulky, but they don't really have enough lockdown to really make a fight worth it. But we do have Sock wandering around. He is going to run into the Night Stalker and, well, the entirety of CLG. And everyone's kind of posturing. I don't think it will be smart for them to take a fight, but Sock looks like he wants to mine through his trees and go for it. Syndrin going to be looking for a stun. He's almost casting it. There it is on Nico. 2-second stun. Best possible stun. Let's check around 2, and the Fade Bolt going off onto Nico. Nico trying to burrow strike himself out, but he is going to get right-click down. Lina going to draw the first blood. Syndrin also getting taken down by the Night Stalker, however. Mitch is taking a lot of damage. Another LSA going to be going off. Mitch is going to be right-click down as well. Who's going to get this one? It is going to be the Rubik, and Miracle is in a pretty poor position. The rest of mTw is circling around. Another Fade Bolt is going to go out. Light Strike Array hitting perfectly on him. Fucking Mad is also taking a lot of right-click damage. However, Miracle is on the run. A couple more right-clicks. Come on, Funzy. Come on, Kabat. No, it looks like Miracle is going to get away. Lacoste also getting away with just a little bit of health. So there's your early game fight. There's a very lucky 2-second stun from Chaos Knight. He did get an assist, but he did pay for it with his life. But I'm sure getting 2 kills for mTw, they're going to be okay with that fight, especially since CLG has a little bit more power in the early game. If you get the early kills, then that's going to set them back just that little bit. Some pretty good Light Strike arrays coming out from Lita. 90 mana, 377 total. That's pretty good. And she landed, like, what, 2-man LSAs? Something like that. Anyway, she's still following Lacoste and Miracle, and she's going to need support from Kebab. Looks like it's going to be Syndrin soloing with the bot lane with a kind of tri-lane-ish thing going on here. Fucking Mad and Kebab most likely going to be defending against Lacoste and Miracle. Lacoste wanted to do a lot of offensive jungling, probably going to be jungling with Miracle. But here's the bear advantage that I was talking about. I'm pretty sure mTw didn't even have their bear in that. Their bear, yeah, they didn't. So, good fight for mTw, and that is going to put them a little bit ahead, getting the first blood and another kill on top of that. Looks like bot lane, Mitch is going to be doing, well, he's actually going to be like 2 semi-tri-lanes going up against each other, so I guess that's going to happen. Although, Enchantress not really doing the tri-lane thing. Going to be jungling, but let's just call that a tri-lane. Mid lane is going to be Pycat against Sock, and Pycat already with Quas, so it's going to be hard for Sock to really take full advantage of this lane. Because, well, he could just get last hit to hell by Pycat, and ranged hero versus melee hero, even if it is a Brewmaster, who is pretty strong in the mid lane, it's not going to be the best. On the top lane, we're going to have Niqua versus Funzy. Niqua's not going to have the most fun either. Again, melee hero versus a ranged hero, inherent disadvantage there, plus a bear, which is like another hero in itself. But if anything is going to happen, it's going to be happening on this bot lane. CLG just needs to land a split earth, which could be a little bit hard. Levitate going off onto Mitch, slamming him down. Another 2-second stun coming out from Syndrin. Wow, you are lucky, my man. But it looks like Syndrin is actually getting blocked by this Satyr Hellcaller, and Syndrin's just going to get right-clicked down. He's going to be taken down. Wow, that was pretty crazy. I don't hear my sound. There we go, okay. I heard it now. There we go. Fixed everything. Brewmaster is going to be picking up a haste room, which would give him a little bit of an advantage for the moment against the Invoker, but unfortunately that's really a short-lived advantage because Invoker is still going to be ranged and is going to go for a Wex build. Well, I guess, yeah, I guess if they lane the Sand King and the Leshrac, then it'll make more sense to go for the Exhort build, because then it'll be easier to set up the guaranteed Sunstrike. But CLG right now, kind of stun light. I mean, like, Leshrac does have a stun, Sand King does have a stun, but if Sand King stuns Funzy, then, like, odds are he's not going to be able to get a kill, and it's going to be pretty hard for Miracle to land a stun in this bot lane situation. So going for the Wex build, going to be going for permahaste. Not a bad build because mTw does need their mana. If you manage to drain out a Chaos Knight with a good EMP, well, mTw is going to be forced to fall back and maybe even lose a couple of guys. And, you know, Brewmaster, if you could land that EMP before he splits, that's just golden. Then the fight is pretty much 100% in your favor. There's no way for them to really fight that out. Unless, of course, they're stacked out of your mind, in which case it doesn't even matter, even if you go Exort. If they're stacked out of... If they're extremely stacked, it's not going to help you either way. Mitch playing kind of cautiously. He does not know where fucking Mad and Kebab are. I think he does suspect it, however. Fucking Mad and Kebab looking to get a kill, but they're just mostly posturing right now. Sports sitting at level 2 and 3 versus 3 and 2, so kind of even goings in the bottom lane, but last hit denies. Actually, doesn't sort them, so there we go. Okay, there we go. I fixed it. Reality Rift going out to Mitch, getting a 1 second stun only, so unfortunately for Syndrome. Mitch actually walks into the LSA to take a little bit more magic damage, but that's going to be... Okay, there we go. I fixed the last hit denies. So, Brewmaster is leading the way on the top, in the mid lane, actually. I'm actually really surprised about that, since he does have pretty good animation, and he does have a lot more base damage than the Invoker, so I guess that will help him out. But the Invoker is the power to just pressure Brewmaster so much. But if Brewmaster keeps on getting the runes, he should be able to survive on this mid lane. Centaur Khan now coming around, looking for a stomp. EMP is going to land, draining all of Sock's mana. Stun going off from the Centaur, and just right clicks from the Enchantress as well. And the Invoker needs a couple more. No, actually, no. Okay, there we go. Invoker with that Wex, able to put out the attacks fast enough as Sock gets taken down in the mid lane. Good gank by Lacoste, and very good cold snap, actually. Perfectly out on the range of the EMP, making sure that he isn't able to get anything off, so that everyone was perfectly safe in that gank. Enchantress roaming around, something that I guess CLG or mTw has to watch out for. Like Funzy, what he's doing right now. It's a little bit dangerous with the roaming around Enchantress, and fucking Mad and Kebab seem to be content with hanging around in the mid lane. In the bot lane, I'm sorry, this is not the mid lane. What game am I playing? Hanging around in the bot lane, making sure that the Chaos Knight gets whatever he desires. Miracle and Lacoste now grouped up, going to be running into fucking Mad. Fucking Mad's got to be extremely careful. I think he spotted them out. Yeah, he definitely did. But even if he wants to go check something like this, he's going to have to be careful. Syndrome walking around, Reality Rift going onto Miracle. He's taking a lot of damage. 2 second stun, just right clicks him down. Yes, CK with the kill. Fucking Mad going to be able to land an LSA onto Mitch, and a Levitate going to be stunning Lacoste. Trying to hold him back from fucking Mad, but fucking Mad is on the run. Nighttime hits. Perfect timing for Night to hit. Night Stalker is now in angry mode. He does have an urn, so we can put that onto Kebab, and Kebab is on the run. Syndrome trying to do something for Kebab, but he's completely out of mana. He's not going to be able to do anything. Mitch diving a little bit for the kill, going to get himself a double. Selena's teleporting in now. That was just so freaking unfortunate for mTw. It's like, hey, let's pick a fight. No, it's nighttime. You don't want to fight Night Stalker when it's nighttime. He's only level 5, so he's not the most deadly hero quite yet, but still, it's pretty painful. Fucking Mad doing his job to make sure Lacoste doesn't get anything from the jungle. Although I feel like Rubik and Lena could be a little bit more active about that, because really CK versus Night Stalker, like, CK probably isn't going to die. I mean, he doesn't have any mana, but Night Stalker really feeds on the Rubik and the Lena more so than the CK. So if it really gives Yellow and Orange the opportunity to do something on their own, but looks like we have an engagement onto Syndrome. They're looking for that stun. Keeps on canceling, however. Looks like he's canceled it for too long. LSA is going to be able to cancel that. Syndrome still is on the run, but the Levitate going to be able to hold up Mitch. That was a pretty big mistake from Miracle. It was only a level 1 Split Earth, which is damned hard to land, but he just hesitated way too long. He should have just went for it. He's still at like full mana, so it's not like mana was an issue. But they grouped up a little bit too much, and the LSA going to be able to perfectly save the Chaos Knight from that gank. Something that Venomancer, CM, Shadow Demon can't necessarily do. So Lena, every game from now until the international new meta. But it looks like Lacoste now with Centaur Khan, they want to land a stun. Yes, they are going to land a stun on Syndra, and Levitate going to be able to hold up Mitch a little bit. Miracle is still in the mix, however, with his Edict, and Chaos Knight is the only one to tank it up. One more right click by Leshrac is going to get them that dive kill. Just going to use the Centaur, tank up the creep wave, wait for their own creep wave to get there. Unfortunately, there's a siege creep and 2 range creeps for mTw, so the lane isn't going to be pushing naturally towards their tower, this wave at least. With a Miracle on the back of that kill, going to be roaming up towards the mid lane. And Brewmaster with phase boots and bottle crowing, going to be going towards the bot lane, looking for someone in the jungle. And oh, they're going to find Lacoste and Miracle. They know where Miracle is, and they did not see that ward go off. Sakta going to be able to intercept perfectly. Double life strike away. Bam! Dragon Slave mowing over Lacoste and Miracle. We should see Lina more often. See him all the frickin' time. But you don't really see Shadow Demon, Enigma, Venomancer, and CM being banned out all in the same game. You usually see like one team ban out the supports and then another ban out like mid heroes or Beastmaster or something like that. So unfortunately that's not going to happen. Makes me a sad caster. Anyway, in the mid lane, we still have Sok leading the way as far as creep kills go. He's been getting the wards. He hasn't really been bottle crowing that much. I think I saw him a couple times, but mostly relying on the rune control. And sitting right behind him is going to be that Lone Druid on the top lane. Sand King, not doing that hot on the top lane, but really it's a Sand King versus a Lone Druid. Not many people can hold up to a Lone Druid, much less a Sand King, but now Lone Druid is going to be under attack. His Split Earth is going to land. Epicenter as well. Been doing a lot of damage to Funzy. He is going to be taken down by that. Oh, but no, we have fucking Mad coming in. Unfortunately for him, Mitch is right on his heels. Going to be able to right click him down. Chance with that last right click. Sok is now in the mix. He does have his split, and he is going to be using it to take down Nikwa at least. Miracle is going to be taken down as well. Instant double kill coming out from the Broodmaster. Lacoste is on the run. Fire Panda running like a weird Fire Panda. I don't know how to describe that, but he's running like, I don't know, the animation is really weird. Rock going out in Mitch, but his ultimate is almost timed out, and Sok has to fall back. Pycat is in the mix with an EMP Tornado. That's going to be all of Brewmaster's mana. Brewmaster's going to get right-click down, Invoker going to be able to take down that kill. Unfortunately, mTw did not have teleport scrolls on their bot lane. CLG, with that Invoker managing to run up all the way to the top lane with that Wex and Phase Boots, and going to be going for drums. So a lot more support coming out from CLG in that fight. Really turn the fight in their favor, and they might even get a tier 1 tower, and Lina's got to be careful. Cold Snap going on to her. Mitch going to be diving pretty deep for this one. Light Striker right completely missing, but Syndra able to pick up Lacoste in the back. Orange is also teleporting. Kebab going to be able to hold out Lacoste for a little bit more. The Burrow Strike coming in from Nikwa. Nikwa is back into the fight. Kebab getting right clicked down by the Night Stalker. Syndra trying to make something happen, but once again he is out of mana, and Mitch a little bit too tanky for him to take by himself. He needs more support. But more support is not available. Purple teleporting to the mid lane, trying to cut off someone, but no, he's actually going to be backing up Funzy in this push in the mid lane. They go pretty strong on Pycat. There goes the Stomp, and the Bear just needs to get an entangle, but Mitch is here, so that's going to force mTw to fall back just a little bit. Sand King is also coming in, but Lina is here also. Fucking Mad gets voided up, and he's going to take a Burrow Strike as well. Light Striker misses. Clap going off from the Brewmaster, but a Tornado is going to be able to kill Lina. Unfortunately for Lina, she just keeps diving in to provide support, which is like what you're supposed to be doing as Lina, but it's just not playing out for her. Mitch and Sok now going at it. Burrow Strike from the high ground from Nikwa, but a clap going off onto Mitch. They just need an entangle. Bear got like 4 hits, no entangle. Mitch, there's the entangle, and Kebab is here in perfect timing. Lone Druid going to be able to pick up that kill. Nikwa is now invisible and levitated. I don't know how he did that, and he's going to pick up the Burrow Strike. Kebab actually stole the Sandstorm. Such a bad spell to steal. I guess it might save him since CLG is not going to be packing invisibility protection, but still not the best. Sok is spotted out by Lacoste, and Sok does have regen rune. It's going to be a surprise for Miracle once he gets there. It's like, holy shit, the Brewmaster's at full health, but he's just going to get kited from hell to back. There goes the Cold Snap on Sok. He's trying to get something off, but no, he's just going to get perma-stunned with that Cold Snap. Perfect coming in by Pycat, able to put down that Cold Snap, and then just play Ring Around the Pandarin, or Poke the Angry Brewmaster. That was such a great game in Warcraft 3, Poke the Angry Ogre. I'm kidding. That was like my most hated game of all time, but it was fun to watch other people play it. Nikwa going to be holding up the top lane just a little bit, but unfortunately for him, he doesn't know that a lot of heroes are coming in for mTw, so he's got to watch out. He is sitting on Arcane Boots, 700 gold in the bank, so it looks like he's going to be going for a Blink Dagger. That's what he should be doing. But mTw positioning themselves with that level 4 Bear, going to be able to try to go for a tier 1 on the top lane. That will be their second tower of the game. We'll put them at a 1 tower advantage. Chaos Knight doesn't really have much though. Chaos Knight should have more, I feel. But there are 4 heroes on the top lane. No, there's actually 5 heroes from the top lane, and CLG looks like they know what's going on. They're just going to take a mid tower, and they're going to keep pushing. They don't have to stop for this. They're going to have to, they could just keep going onto the tier 2 tower, force mTw to burn some teleports to get back there. CK with that tower kill, which is going to be good for him. There goes the Lina teleport, but, you know, Night Stalker is nighttime, and Lina's got to be careful. Tornado going out, misses, unfortunately, for Pycat. EMP going to be able to hit Funzy? No, popping a little bit too early. But the teleports have come back in time to save this tier 2 tower. So mTw is going to hold on to that for just a little bit more. Sock, unfortunately, had his teleport on cooldown, and he couldn't go back. Let's see. Okay, Lone Druid getting pretty damn rich. Just a little bit, like 2 minutes away from, or let's say 4 minutes away from his Radiance. So once he gets that, mTw is pretty scary timing in which they get the Radiance, and the Radiance can be pretty early. And they could just make some plays for, you know, the outer towers, or go for a tier 2, or really whatever they want to do. Lina with that level 6. Support, so she's going to be going for the patented nothing build, in which you get nothing. Actually, she has a Gauntlet of Strength, which is like, holy shit, that's a lot of stuff for Lina. But yeah, she does have a Laguna Blade, so a lot of instant damage coming out from her. Especially if you're an Enchantress, you're going to be in trouble. Enchantress going for a pretty standard build. Enchant, Nature's Attendance, going to be going for Impetus as well. Maybe going for a drum, although Pycat already has one of those. Looks like he's going to go for a Force Staff, not using that Staff Wizard to get the Yules. With maxed out Wex and a drum and phase boots, you're pretty much at haste. Like, the difference between... I'm pretty sure you are at haste, actually. I don't know, but... Anyway, with Miracle on that level 4 Edict, he's going to be able to do a lot of damage to this tier 2 tower. Blue and Orange are teleporting in. Lots of teleports coming in from mTw. Lina's going to be able to get here first, completely whiffing her Light Strike away. Cinder's looking for a Reality Rift. He wants it. Sock with those phase boots might be able to catch up to Leshrac, but it'll cost them a lot of time, and support will come in the meantime. Funzy is on the bot lane, getting cold snap by the Invoker, taking a lot of right clicks. Mitch and Lacoste are on the chase. Nighttime has been popped, and Funzy, you are so dead, man. You're just, yeah, Impetus to the back, going to be able to spear that bear. Enchantress is going to skin him, make herself a coat. And that's, like, entirely not her motif. The whole theme of Enchantress is that she loves nature, but that's what she's going to do. Because, look at that. You can see in her eyes that she's just a killer. Like, she's half deer, but she doesn't give a fuck. She's just going to kill everything. Lots of people gearing up on the bot lane to push down a tower. And CLG just applying, like, even amounts of damage to all these outer towers. Not the best strategy. Should probably just go for one, but they do have an Alpha Wolf, which is going to help them push a little bit faster. And oh no, Sock, you got to be careful. CLG does know where he is. They do have pretty offensive wards set up into this lane. And actually, mTw playing fairly blind. They only have one ward, and that's not going to help them for with what they want to do anytime soon. So CLG really taking control of this game. They do have an Invoker, with Wex, which is pretty much a lot of map advantage in itself, but combined with some pretty offensive wards, you know, they have one over here as well, so they could spot out any transition to the top lane. Funzy, well, he got set back a little bit from his relic with that gank, so 600 away. Still, he could get it in relatively short order, but mTw has pretty big concerns, much more than a Radiance at this point. Rubik is going to pick up a haste rune, barely managing to get out of the way of that tornado. Rubik running is just like the most hilarious thing. He's going to draw that tornado, which is going to help them in this Roshan fight if it happens. It looks like CLG not willing to push their luck with this because all of mTw knows what's going on. They all transition to this Rosh pit area. And with that tornado on Rubik, it's going to be pretty deadly for CLG if they decide to jump in and try to grab Roshan. Looks like Invoker actually took the lead on the last hits. He's going to have his Force Staff in, well, like 1 minute. Chaos Knight going for the Vanguard, it looks like. So maybe Vanguard into an Armlet. Going to go for a little bit more tanky build. CLG should be sitting at a pretty good gold advantage and experience as well. And yeah, there we go. Having a pretty even gold and experience advantage for the CLG side. But mTw, once they get that Radiance, and once Chaos Knight starts to get bigger, CLG is going to be a little bit more trouble. Of course, that's not going to happen for another like 20-30 minutes. So they're not in a whole lot of trouble, but they just can't afford to get sloppy. And with how they're playing right now, I don't think sloppy is part of their game plan. I don't think sloppy is part of mTw's game plan either. If sloppy is, then I don't know how I feel about that. But oh, Sand King completely ganking up Lone Druid. Did he get his relic? Yes, he did. So he's going to be okay with that, and looks like they're going to exchange the Lone Druid for a tier 1 tower. Not exactly the best trade, but it will help put the map advantage a little bit more in their favor. Rubik revealing his hand, and looks like mTw wants to keep going, but CLG push a little bit faster with that Alpha Wolf and with that Edict. This tier 3 tower is under attack. They're going to have to teleport back right now, but Brewmaster does not have a TP scroll. Chaos Knight does have a TP scroll at least, so looks like they are going to be able to force CLG back. That could have been extremely, extremely dangerous for mTw, like lose your racks dangerous, if CLG decided to push their advantage.
Tower is under attack.
Anyway, with Brewmaster has picked up his Blink Dagger, so I guess that's where all the teleport scroll funding has gone. But CLG going to be looking for another tower on the top lane, which they are going to get. Tower was only like at 300 health or something like that, so couple seconds worth of Edict damage, and they're an easy tower. And now CLG have only one more tower to take. mTw do have 3 more to take as far as the outer tower goes. Invoker sitting at a lot of movement speed. What is that, 400 something? Not quite at maxed, not hasted permanently, but it's pretty much like, yeah, you can't really ask for more. You could get more, but you don't really need it. Pycat is going to be going towards the bot lane along with Miracle. I feel like CLG just needs to take one kill, then go for Roshan. That would be a great way to just solidify their advantage. They do have a Blink Epicenter up on the Sand King, kind of countering the blink of the Panda, who's looking for a kill. He wants to go on to Nikwa, but Nikwa saw the Chaos Knight approaching, blinked away just in time. Let's actually look at something else. Who is the EXP from Invoker? Yeah, I would expect that from Invoker with Max Wax. So you get lots of places, you have lots of mobility, so you could constantly be in this lanes, and I completely missed that kill. My bad, guys. 4 people, I was just too busy going on the Invoker. Invoker is actually going to teleport out just fine. You're able to dodge Funzy, and there you go. 1 kill, transition instantly into a Roshan. That's not what I want, that's what I want. And mTw, without that Chaos Knight, and with this freaking Wildkin, I hate this shit, are going to be able to take Roshan relatively painlessly. They're not exactly the fastest. They're actually taking a really damn long time. They need this Invoker's right-click damage. And the Cold Snap, I guess, as well. So there we go. Now Roshan's starting to go down. So this is going to be a pretty easy Roshan from CLG, able to take out one of mTw's key players and then get an easy Aegis. And it's going to be Night Stalker's Aegis. This Knight is an organic one, so he can pop that Darkness, get a little bit more time. He does have a BKB up earn as well as the Aegis of the Immortal, so he can play extremely aggressively if he chooses to do so. And if it's nighttime and you have a pretty good advantage, I say why not play aggressively, but looks like they're going to be content with just letting him farm. Chaos Knight does have a Vanguard up. He's starting to get some points of Phantasm, but he doesn't really have enough because, yeah, the rest of CLG is fairly stacked. Mech is up on the Enchantress. No mech up quite yet on the mTw side. No one's even close, actually, so CLG, with the extra 7 kills that they have, plus the towers, going to be sitting at a very good advantage. mTw is all smoked up, or, well, I guess not Sinjin and Funzy. Funzy missed the memo. He's like, hey, we're going to smoke in the jungle, and he just completely missed it. But with that Radiance, they're going to burn down this creep wave, and they're looking to take a tier 2 tower. CLG could defend this, though. Mitch and Lacoste just have to get over there. They don't have teleportation scrolls, do they? Well, Enchantress doesn't, but it's not really that a long walk. Rabbit going up on the bear, and they are going to start working on this tower. There goes the channeled Epicenter. He's going to blink in. Perfect. No, where's the blink? There it is, the blink. Going on to Funzy alone, actually, and looks like Burst Strike is stolen by Kebab. Going to be able to lift up Mitch, and Tornado going off as well. That was actually the Brewmaster split. Going on to someone. He's actually just kind of, I don't know, going on to Mitch, I guess. There is where he went. Mitch is going to be running away. He popped that BKB, so he's sitting at 300 health only. But the Invoker now spinning up into the air. Invoker's in a lot of trouble. Burst Strike onto Sock and the Bear. Pycat's going to take a stun, but that's pretty much all the assets that mTw has. Syndrin now getting Deafening Blast, pushed back a little bit. Huge Light Strike away going after Sock, blinking back again. Burst Strike in from Kebab, trying to get a Lacoste kill. Dragon Slave, not quite enough, but the Radiance Burn will get it. Mad now getting going. Now getting onto by the Night Stalker, but he does have the Aegis, so he can continue going for this kill. Clap going off and an entangled double. What the hell just happened? Double Burst Strike. Nikwa and Kebab kind of crossing the streams a little bit, and you never ever want to cross the streams. But looks like they managed to time it just perfectly so that they get what they wanted. That was a pretty brutal fight. It is going to close the kill advantage by 5, so, or 2-5, I guess. So mTw getting a pretty good engagement, able to take out that tier 2 tower, and Sand King with the kind of botched epicenter. He didn't waypoint the Blink Dagger, which is something you kind of want to do, especially since there's only one place where you could really go with that epicenter. So that puts CLG back a little bit, and then mTw, just with their bulk, able to withstand so much of that fight. And Night Stalker did do a lot of work with that BKB, but it just simply wasn't enough. Excuse me while I take another sip of my awesome vanilla Coke. Probably not the best drink to be drinking when you're casting. I feel like something hot is better, because, well, I guess that just makes sense, but I don't care, it's delicious. And I honestly do not have the, like, vocal cords to really support long casting periods, such as the burden of a relatively new caster. I'm pretty sure there's like some weird way you could talk, or like different ways you could talk, like not from your throat, like you talk from your diaphragm or something like that, which I'm sure, like, I think it was, what, like the Real Talk with Tasteless, if you guys follow StarCraft at all, he's talking about that, and I feel like that would be beneficial for lots of casters to do, because your throat gets really raw when you cast for a long time. But CLG positioning themselves, trying to look for an initiation onto mTw. There goes a Tornado and the EMP, able to hit only Funzy though. He's going to lose all his mana, but he's okay with that. They do have at least one Arcane Boot. Do they have 2? Yeah, they do have 2, so mana's going to be not that a big deal. The CLG is all in the jungle, and Mitch is going to walk right into them. Sock instantly going in with the clap and split. Huge Burrow Strike, and able to catch a lot of them. As Syndrome is just sitting there. He lost all his Phantasm illusions, but a 4-second stun onto Miracle with Levitate as well, going to be able to take him down. Kabap is still in this back end, and he might be stuck. No, he's not. He's going to walk out just fine, I think. No, Burrow Strike and Epicenter coming out from Nico. A huge Epicenter coming out from him, getting a double kill, and an EMP Tornado going to be able to kill Funzy as well. Maybe. Funzy is still very tanky, but Lacoste is at the back end. He is just sitting there throwing out the impetuses. Kabap is going to be the next one to fall. Sand King getting himself a triple kill. He might even get more. Saki is on the run. Give it to Nico. Please give it to Nico. I want to see a big kill streak. No. Invoker going to be able to take that, and that is a complete team wipe from mTw. That Sand King ultimate just completely wrecked them. What's more, he's going to go for a Veil of Discord, so the ultimates are just going to keep pouring in. Veil of Discord will help Invoker quite a bit, as well as that Leshrac, who does now have a Bloodstone up, so mTw just, I mean, like, that last fight in the mid lane was pretty good, and that's where this jump of gold and this jump of experience came from. But right now, sitting at a 10,000 disadvantage as far as experience goes. What was that, 7,500 as far as gold? They're pretty far behind, and now their towers are being under siege. Their base towers, they are going to be able to defend this, albeit barely. And looks like everyone from CLG is going to fall back. Daytime just broke, so I guess that's going to be what they're decisioning. No reason to push your luck when you're sitting at a pretty big advantage. When you're ahead, what do? You get more ahead. As you can tell, I'm a StarCraft player, StarCraft fan. But here I am casting Dota because I don't know jack shit about StarCraft. I just watch it. So Night Stalker going to be going for that Aghanims. We'll give him that map hack vision, and well, there's the drum. Doubling up on drums, not always a bad idea. It's the mech that you don't want to double up on. But Sand King building towards his Veil of Discord. He is going to have his Epicenter and the Veil by the time the next team fight occurs. And mTw could choose, no, I'm sorry, CLG could just choose to farm up their jungle, farm up the lanes or whatever for the next 6 minutes until an organic night comes, and then just do a Doom push. But that will give mTw a lot of free time to farm. Lina not sitting at the most stuff, Rubik as well. What does the bear have? Bear has Vlad's, bear has Radiance. So this bear is pretty big, but unfortunately CLG is a pretty mobile team. You have Night Stalker, who's just like running all over the place. Maxed out movement speed Invoker. Leshrac, not the most mobile, but Sand King with that Blink Dagger, as well as the Sandstorm, as well as the Burrow Strike, and Enchantress with Untouchable, I assume? No Untouchable yet. So, a lot of mobility coming out from CLG, and that makes it hard for the Lone Druid to really lock down his targets. I'm going to be checking on the stream, making sure it is alright. So, 1 second, guys. Looks pretty good. Good enough, at least. Anyway, mTw gearing up towards the bot lane. Roshan is still down for another couple minutes. Stock checking, make sure that he's not magically up sooner than he should be. Syndran going for an Ogre Club, probably going to go for a BKB, but his illusions just completely melted. So much AoE damage coming out from CLG that Phantasm really, if it's used defensively, like if they get jumped on, it's not going to do well at all. They really have to get the jump on someone and lock down someone like the Sand King or the Leshrac, take him down before the fight even starts. That's, I feel like, the only way mTw is going to get a favorable fight. Nico's looking for his way in, going to walk up towards the high ground. There goes the Night Pops, going to be going onto Syndra, and Syndra's taking a lot of damage. Something stolen by Rubik is going to be the Burrow Strike. Tornado coming out from the Invoker and an EMP hitting lots of people. Lina is separated from the rest of the group. Meteor coming down. Kabab is on the run, taking a lot of right clicks as well. Pandarin has split in the meantime. Funzy sitting in the middle of everyone, taking a lot of damage as well. So far, Syndra is the only one to fall. There goes the Laguna Blade onto Mitch, but he's just so tanky. He doesn't give a shit. No, maybe he should give a shit because he's dead. Anyway, the rest of CLG is in the back lines, going to be going for the Lina. Enchantress is going to be able to pick her up, and Sock instantly teleporting into the trees with that Blink Dagger. So, very good play as soon as he came back to his original Brewmaster, getting out of there. CLG trading the Night Stalker for Lina and the Chaos Knight. I'm sure they're going to be okay with that. Actually, they lost the tower, so not the best fight coming out from CLG, but they still managed to win it pretty handily, I'd say. Invoker now sitting at a sheep stick, so this Invoker is getting extremely big. 408, 162 creep kills. Most gold per minute. I wouldn't be surprised to see most experience per minute either. Yeah, Invoker really taking charge of this game. That's not what I want to see. Where is it? Yeah, let's sit on that. And Sand King didn't even use Epicenter. So once he does decide to do that, it's going to be a lot of trouble for mTw. Because they managed to get the tower and get out, which is pretty much what they wanted to do. They had some losses, but I'm sure they're like acceptable losses for exchange for a tower. But once that Sand King Epicenter comes out, fights are going to be so different. Sand King was just burrow striking around, sandstorming as well, so. Alright, here we go. Tornado coming out from Patchat. Oh, he's going to be able to catch Fucking Mad. Fucking Mad is so fucking dead. Leshrac with that Pulse Nova and Edict can take down that kill. And Sock, what are you doing there? He's invisible. He thought he was at least, but they do a True Sight on the CLG side. Miracle is taking a lot of damage, but there goes the Burrow Strike and just Epicenter coming out from the Sand King. Not catching many people. Syndran only, but Syndran is tanky enough to just withstand it. But Kabab with his own Epicenter, turning around this fight, and Syndran is on the run. Sock and Syndran are going to be going for Nico with 2 seconds stun, but Mitch is now in the fight. Going to be going for Sock. Ern is on the Pandarin Brewmaster, and he is on the run. Pycat is getting right-clicked quite a bit by Funzy and Kabab, who are still in the back lines here. Tornado going to be picked up by Rubik, completely whiffed, however, and Pycat is going to get out of here. Sock with that Blink Dagger, able to withstand Mitch. No, but he's completely spotted out. Surprise! Aghanim Scepter, there's no escape for you. Unless you just missed like 4 times in a row. But now Funzy is coming in for that Night Stalker. Levitate into the air, and he's going to pop the BKB and try to go for Kabab, but there has been a Sunstrike. Sunstrike is going to weaken Kabab, so that means Mitch is going to be able to right-click him down. Entangle holding at Mitch just for a little bit, and, well, those Entangles are just doing work. One more Entangle. Let's see it. No, Mitch is going to get away. Laguna Blade, not quite enough to take him down. Go Bear. Radiance Burn? Yeah, this guy's burning down. Radiance, Radiance, Radiance. There's the Radiance Burn. He will take down Mitch. So, not the worst fight coming out from mTw, but the kill advantage is still in CLG's favor at 11. And CLG once more. Fucking Mad getting caught off once again. Boom, Sunstrike. Oh, Lina. Such the life of a support hero. You get picked off and it just feels bad. CLG with Roshan now up. They could go for it. And without Lina, I don't think mTw really wants to fight. They don't. Oh, they do have a Pandarin split, actually, so they do have Phantasm as well, so they might want to contest this. The Night Stalker is down on CLG, so I think it would actually benefit mTw to contest this Roshan. Rubik unfortunately died with that Epicenter, so he doesn't have it for this fight, which would be pretty devastating if he could get in there with an Epicenter. But Syndran and Funzy positioning themselves to go in. Here comes the bear to go in first, trying to get a spot out on everyone. Radiance burning damage going on. 4-second stun going off onto Nikwa as Brewmaster blinks in and claps and splits as well. Nikwa burrow striking up to the high ground, so he's going to be out of this fight for a little bit. He's constantly taking damage from something, the Radiance, so he cannot blink back into this fight. Tycat is getting cycloned up, and the Fire Panda is on the chase. Storm Panda as well, but he goes into Ghost Walk, and he's going to be fine. Epicenter, in the meantime, going to be able to demolish the Rubik. Leshrac going to be able to pick up that kill. Nikwa getting Reality Rift back by Syndrome. Miracle is sitting in the middle of everything with that Pulse Nova, but no, Lina is back in the fray. Leshrac is going to go down, but Enchantress is going to be able to take out Funzy. Syndrome trying to teleport out, but Mitch is here as well. CLG just taking better and better fights. We now see Purple on the run. Sock getting chased by the Sand King. I don't think anything is going to come out of this except for a Roshan kill, which is going to go the way of CLG. My voice is killing me, guys.
Roshan has fallen to the dire.
I honestly don't know how people do this for hours on end. I guess, like, it comes with experience and, like, just doing it a lot, which I haven't really quite done yet, but a lot of respect. People could just cast several games in a row, not stop. It's hard. But anyway, CLG with that Roshan, Aegis is on the Invoker, which is a pretty good choice considering how devastating he is. They are going to be pushing onto the tier 3s. mTw still down their Lone Druid and Chaos Knight, so they won't be able to defend right now, but you know, they're both up, so they should be fine. EMP being stolen? No, actually, Forge Spirit's being stolen. So not the best spell to steal by Rubik, but you know, you can't really control that. Sand King just being the last one out of that fight, and if you heard that, that was my dog barking. Nothing to do about the dog, because the dog barks at everything. Anyway, all of mTw is up, and all of CLG is up as well. CLG looks like they're just going to fall back, maybe pressure out the top lane, but mTw just constantly taking worse and worse fights. Nothing to really do to counter that. Force Staff is going to be going up on Rubik and Sock. Going to be going for that Aghanim Scepter. Hopefully the more powerful split will help them just a bit, but it really won't help them that much. And Funzy is without Bear? No, his Bear's over here. What are you doing there, Bear? Bear was pushing out the top lane, I guess. That Radiance is something you could do with the Lone Druid. But CLG sitting at a pretty big advantage, and this is what they're waiting for. This clock on the top, 5 p.m. The sun is about to set, and then once the sun sets, this guy's mouth will open, and then for some reason that will give him a huge boost of power. Night Stalker's like some weird weasel rabbit thing. I have no idea what his lore is. Some of the lore in this game is actually pretty cool. I like the Phantom Lancer one. But I digress. BKB now up on Leshrac, so it's going to be really hard to bring him down. The right clicks from mTw are pretty strong, and you saw from the engagement over here that the Lone Druid able to lock down for the Night Stalker for quite a bit of time with those entangles, which do go through BKB. So BKB not like the most effective as far as blocking stuff for this game. Of course there's no Enigma, there's no Beastmaster, but there's the instant nighttime. I think this is actually artificial night, but anyways, level 3 nighttime, so this night is going to last a very long time. And if mTw can weather this nighttime, then they stand pretty good chance of coming back, or at least like fighting a little bit more. But in smoke up from CLG, as soon as night hits, they're looking for someone. They're not going to find anyone in this jungle. They're not even going to find anyone in the mid lane. They might find Kebab. Gotta watch yourself, Kebab. They're actually going to break their invisibility for this bear and go for a straight push. Bear gets taken down and instantly resummoned, so Funzy unfortunately will be without Bear if the Bear dies again, and if CLG manages to take out that Bear, it's going to be a huge advantage for them. All of CLG positioning in this mid lane. Some of them are still smoked up, but the smoke is going to run out. There it is. And this is going to be something that really helps decide the game. CLG positioning for an aggressive push. They do have a nighttime Night Stalker. They do have 3 Forge Spirits, something you don't see every day, with Enchantress taking one of those. They do have Mech, Tornado, EMP going to be able to hit Syndrome, which is going to force him to go back. This is CLG's time to move in. Actually, he's just bottling up. Arcane Boots managing to keep him at full mana. Just waiting for someone to get caught out of position. Probably waiting for Tornado to come back online. This posturing. Creep wave is going to be cleared by both sides, and then that's it. Someone has to really commit to this or change lanes. The tornado is back up to see if they could try to knock someone out of mana. But yeah, this right here is just a big dead zone. You don't want to go here. If you go here, you get killed. Because, you know, Duke does go there. These guys. Brave soldiers out to war. Oh no. I think mTw smoked in vision. They do have a drum pop. They're looking for someone. Lacoste is the only possible target. They do know where he is. Reality Rift and a 2-second stun. Doesn't matter though. Lacoste is very, very dead. So mTw managed to get a pick off. They knew Padcat was in the top lane, the bot lane, I'm sorry. Trying to pressure off, take off the pressure off the tower. Which only took a little bit of damage. But anyway, mTw, with that Enchantress kill, they're probably going to want to make something happen, but I think CLG is more than happy to fight without their Enchantress. They could still take the fight, at least to an even fight. They definitely won't crush the enemy team, but if mTw wants to make a really aggressive push and put a lot of their heroes in danger, it's going to not be very good for them. Tornado going off onto fucking Mad, and fucking Mad, you are in a lot of fucking danger. Hex up as well. Where's the cold snap? There it is. And Invoker with that Demon Edge is going to be able to do a lot of damage to this Lina. Lina is going to be going down to the Invoker who gets a solo kill. Invoker, you better be going for crit. That would be amazing. More likely it's going to be a MKB though to deal with Brewmaster's evasion, which is a boring choice, but MKB, you see a lot more than Daedalus, which is a shame because I like Daedalus a lot more. But once you get that MKB, you will be able to hit this tower, or any tower from the low ground, mitigate that mischance. Funzy and Stalk looking for the Night Stalker on the top lane. It's going to be hard to take him down because he does have a BKB and he's also retreating. But CLG looks like they're going to position themselves on the mid lane again. I don't know, there's just a lot of passive farming, which is something I wouldn't really expect from a lineup like this. Both teams seem to be scared about taking a fight, as well they should be. But CLG has a pretty firm advantage. Yeah, 20,000 experience. They could most likely rock a fight pretty hard. Although they would prefer to get a pick off and then follow that up with a fight. Looks like we're going to see the same thing. Slowly pushing down the mid lane. Syndrin has picked up his Black King bar, so that is going to be a little bit of an advantage for him in this next fight. Spirit Bearer getting stunned up a little bit by the cold snap. And Kabat managed to take out the Split Earth, which is going to help him quite a bit. Split Earth and Fade Bolt, pretty sure will take out most of the creeps, if not all of them. But we're back to this story again. I've seen this episode, and I know how it ends. It ends with everyone falling back and nothing happening. It's not my favorite episode in the series. But there's the MKB on the Invoker. Padcat, pretty damn stacked right now. He's actually, well, quite maxed out as far as his items go. Maybe change the drum for a Yule Scepter. But Assault Cuirass is done on the bear, and he is trying to push out that bot lane. All of mTw trying to use that bear as bait, but CLG is not taking it. CLG is smarter than that.
Double damage.
Looks like all the lanes are just getting pushed pretty evenly. Miracle might be in a little bit of danger, but he's going to run out just fine. mTw roaming as a team, looking for someone to pick off, but there's no one in this vicinity at all. They're just trying to get a little bit more gold, I suppose, and trying to get a pick off, because if they get a pick off, they can just instantly push right in, put some pressure on this, maybe even take it down, depending on who they get. But other than that, they're forced to just defend, because they know that they're behind. They know that, well, there's still one tower up from CLG, but they know that the kill advantage sits firmly in the favor of CLG. They know that if Sand King gets a good epicenter, then mTw's side will just melt. So they don't want to take a fight unless they know that the fight's going to be in their advantage. And that means it's up to CLG to make something happen. Either to make someone get out of position or try to catch someone from mTw out of position. It would be good for mTw to go right now. They're going to be able to catch a Spirit Bear. Spirit Bear is going to be forced to be resummoned. There's no way out of this for you, Bear. Goodbye, Bear. Spear. You didn't nail the bear. I never understood why that makes sense. Because you, like, summon a new one, right? I don't know. Spears are smarter in this game. We're going to have a pause out from Pycat. And they're most likely just going to wait for a new Aegis and then push in. Nighttime is only at 10 p.m., so I still have quite a bit of time. Plus, you got the darkness, which is going to come up just a little in just a little bit. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Storm Rager. But can't do that now. Too late to upgrade now. We're going in. Also, I'm pretty sure that would require a lot of practice, which is like, well, I can't really do that now, obviously. But CLG looking for another Roshan, not going to be up for a little bit. And I guess I will check on the stream because I pretty much just covered everything because there's just a lot of dead time. What the hell's this? Nope, I'm not. Here goes the game again. CLG was hoping that they would be able to get another Roshan. But if they take a fight now, Invoker stands a chance of losing the Aegis right before it happens, which is going to be hilarious, but it's also going to suck. All of CLG looking for someone. They are all still smoked up, and Kabap is going to be the victim. Burrow Strike onto him, lots of right-click damage. Split going off onto the Panda. He's going to try to go for the cost. Here, Syndrome pops all of his Phantasm Illusions, going straight onto the Enchantress, but the Enchantress gets cycloned up into the air. He's going to able to settle for Miracle instead. Miracle is taking a lot of damage, but does have his Bloodstone, so he's pretty tanky. Doesn't matter. Reality Rift's going to be able to take down that kill. Invoker, in the meantime, picking off Lina in the back end of play. He is going to be going for Syndrome, but Syndrome is very tanky at the moment, and he's actually trying to juke into the trees, but unfortunately for him, there's still that Aghanim Scepter, so he's going to get right-click down. Nice Doctor managed to take out that kill. Epicenter completely hitting air, so, you know, all these creeps in this circle right here just got completely owned by that Epicenter, but it doesn't matter because they are still going for this Spirit Bear. Funzy is on the run. He can take a little bit of damage from that Spirit Bear, but it looks like that's going to be the end of the fight. 1 for 3 in favor of CLG, and looky, Roshan is back up. There it is. Perfect timing for that fight, and unfortunately for mTw, there's nothing they can do about this. Funzy doesn't have the bear for another 30 seconds, so he doesn't have his Radiance, he doesn't have his Vlads, he doesn't have his Assault Cuirass. And this is going to mean a free Roshan for CLG. Highcat will probably get it again. I don't see why he wouldn't. But this is definitely one of the... Well, now with that MKV is doing a lot of magic damage, getting a lot of magic utility, and he's getting a lot of right-click damage. So it's like, what more is there? What more can you want from an Invoker? But nighttime, only 11 PM still. Extended quite a bit from the artificial night by Night Stalker, who has picked up a cheese. Does have an Assault Cuirass of his own, so the Assault Cuirass advantage from mTw kind of mitigated. And I'm pretty sure there's still no mech, still no pipe from anyone, actually. Pipe not really a huge deal. But yeah, no shoutouts. That's hilarious. Anyway, nighttime is still up, so CLG is sitting at a 16 kill advantage. Aghanim Scepter now an Invoker. This Invoker is freaking scary. Maxed out Exhort, maxed out Wex, almost maxed out Quas. 2 seconds on the Invoke. He's going to be able to drop down everything in the book because mTw is simply not focusing him. They really just need to bring that Invoker down. That will put them at a pretty big advantage, but he does have his Ghost Walk. He does have a lot of movement speed. Oh no, not this again. Are we going to have another one of these things? I don't want that. It's boring. But, yeah, it looks like the creeps are not going to be pushing any towers on the side lanes in quite a bit, so there's a lot of time to kill, so you might as well just chill out in the mid lane. Epicenter is up. Pretty sure all the big spells are up. Yeah, everything's up. Bears 30 seconds before he gets a second life, but it's not that a huge deal. Creep Wave is just going to be evaporated by the lightning, and that's what gets stolen. It's going to be Forge Spirits again. So, lucky Rubik, you get to have more summons that get to be stolen by the Enchantress, who now has a Ghost Scepter. If we see an Ethereal Blade, I think he should go for Ethereal Blade. Because it's awesome? He's not going to go for Ethereal Blade. Makes me sad. Take Forge Spirit though. Lots of Forge Spirits on the CLG side, and this Creep Wave thing just continuing to do its thing. Tornado going off, but unfortunately only catching Funzy in the back end to play. Mitch trying to breach the high ground. There goes the fortification though, so holding him off once again, and we're just back to this creep stalemate thing that's going on. This bear is actually taking a lot of damage. As the bear goes down, it's going to be pretty big. he does have another bear summon and Sock blinking in. Reality Rift and Phantasm being popped up by the Chaos Knight. Miracle is in the middle of everything, but Nico getting a 4-second stun, and there is no epicenter. It got cancelled. Invokers is being spun up into the air, so this is a pretty good fight from mTw so far. Sand King instantly buying back into the game. Miracle taking a lot of damage from a lot of people, and he gets a 2-second stun as well. They're going to be able to take down Miracle. 500 crit managing to steal that kill. The cost is the next one, is going to be the next one to get focused. Kabap is now here with that phase bolt. Mitch is looking for an opening to go in, but the Invoker getting spun up once again. Sock managing to return to his original Panda, going to try to go for Lacoste. Tornado going to be able to catch out the Night Stalker, and Panda's going to get out of there just fine. But the Aegis has popped for the Invoker, and Funzy and Lena are just camping this out. Niqua is back into this play, however. Going to go for fucking Mad Pycat, taking a lot of damage from Funzy, however. Funzy is going to be able to take him down. Night Stalker taking down the Rubik in the back end over here, however. Niqua is going to be one of the last people in this fight. He's going to get taken down for a second time, even after buyback. Mitch is here as well, but Funzy at full health, and Sock does have a lot of mana. They could continue chasing this Night Stalker. There goes Haste slow him down, and they're looking for an entangle. Blink Clap going on to Mitch, forcing out the BKB, and Mitch is on the run. That was a beautiful fight for mTw, getting a lot of kills, killing the Sand King twice. I don't think they even bought back. No, I don't think they did, but Mitch taking a lot of Radiance Burn. They're looking for an entangle. They just need one. Blink Clap going to go out, and a big old 350 crit from the Brewmaster. This is going to mean a tier 3 tower. I don't think there's any way for CLG to defend this. Beautiful fight from mTw. And Sand King, unfortunately, completely whiffed that ultimate. It got cancelled by something. I actually don't know what. But Rubik also managed to steal a Tornado, which is pretty big in that fight. And mTw say, screw your advantage. We're just gonna, yeah, look at that. This advantage is huge. It's usually like irrecoverable. But one bad fight from CLG, one amazing fight from mTw is gonna mean 1 Rax and a tier 3 tower, possibly even 2 Raxes. With a Spirit Bear that's this stack, 2 Hyperstones worth, they're gonna be able to right click this down just fine. Miracle is trying to defend, and as well as the cost, he's able to take down Sock, but Miracle, yeah, he's gonna get entangled, but he's gonna get out just fine. Funzy is on the run with the Rabbit. He should be just fine.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And there's no Blink going to be coming out from the Sand King because the Bear is just on his ass. Sunstrike going to be catching Funzy, but it's not a big deal. Bear going to be taken down, though. Could be resummoned, which it is. This Bear is really fucking stacked. Hyperstone, and the Assault Cuirass, and going for a Mjolnir. Yeah, that'll get it done. But mTw managed saying that, hey, we're not done yet. That Siege thing, probably not the best for CLG. Because they just ended up taking a really bad fight. But this their Rax is down. That means that CLG is going to have a much harder time pushing into this tier 3 of mTws. They're still going to try, however. Invoker going for a BKB, which is pretty desperately needed. He tried to 1v1 like the Lone Druid, and well, when Lone Druid has this, you don't want to do that. I don't care who you are. It's a bad idea. But it is daytime for CLG, so mTw, it's their time to shine. They've shown that they could take down a fight pretty easily. They used everything, made sure Sand King didn't get a big epicenter, and CK with that BKB was able to stand his ground and fight for quite a long time. I was like, Rubik's also going to go for a BKB, but the push is going to commence in the mid lane. And mTw, well, it is nighttime, so I guess they're a little bit scared because Night Stalker popped that night. But it's going to be fine because Night Stalker isn't going to be able to do anything with his nighttime, and that simply means it's going to be on cooldown for a little bit, which means if mTw takes a fight during the day, they're going to be at the advantage because Night Stalker during daytime isn't the scariest hero at all. Is there smoke? Smoky. No smoke, just go. They're going to be spotted out by this ward unless it times out. No, they're all spotted out by that. So, good ward by CLG with its last dying breaths. Going to be able to see everything from mTw. Looks like mTw does know where CLG is. They're all smoked up and looking for something. This Ancient Black Drake is way out of position. I don't know what he's doing there. Sock is going to try to get away. He has to blink out right now. He gets silenced, and he's also going to go down, actually. Mitch is going to try to go for him, and he has popped his BKB. Sock is on the run, taking a lot of damage. Only 600 life away. Lacoste taking a Laguna Blade. Cast Knight managing to take out Nico in the meantime. And Miracle, what are you doing there? Getting taken down by the entirety of mTw. 2 for 1 so far. Mitch looking for more kills, and Lacoste is a little bit out of position. Do we have a blink clap? No, actually, Brewmaster's dead, so there's no blink clap. But nighttime has just ran out, and mTw is still looking for kills. I don't think anything's going to come of this, however. Ice Wall conveniently blocking off that choke. So mTw losing the Brewmaster, not even able to get a split off. Silence lasts for too damn long. Gonna be going for a tier 2 tower in the top lane. Why not? It's more easy gold. It's gonna be an MKB. I honestly can never remember the Basher recipe since. Is it Mithril Hammer Gauntlet of Ogre Strength, or was that from like a long time ago? Because I keep on getting them mixed up in my head. Because I don't know. Whatever. Lone Druid continuing to get stacked. That's really all there is to say about that. And this tower is not long for life. They don't have their support heroes, but the cost is the only one who's bouncing up to this top lane. Bunzi gonna be able to leave his bear on here, and no, the bear actually comes back home with him. Syndran gonna be walking back home, and fucking Mad and Kebab in the meantime, clearing off the mid creep wave. CLG starting to lose control of this game. They're starting to take fights that aren't so great over here. I don't know what they're doing over here and what some are doing over here. It's just like not a good fight at all, especially since all of mTw was over here. Sand King and Leshrac got completely shut down. Sand King does still have his epicenter though, so he didn't waste anything like last time. I should take another look at this. Not surprisingly, the golden experience is still an advantage of CLG. Just the fights that they're taking is not optimum. A lot of their farm is focused onto the Invoker, whereas mTw has a lot of their farm focused onto Lone Druid. And Lone Druid, what is this? Skull Basher. Yeah, so it is Skull Basher with a Javelin. I don't know. They always change Skull Basher whenever I stop playing Dota for like a week. This creep is Balls of Steel. It's also enchanted. But yeah, so the farm focus, or the I guess gold distribution, kind of favoring mTw. And Lone Druid with a lot of gold is just terrifying because his bear is completely stacked. Now he could even start getting some items on his main hero because he's like rolling in the dough. Gonna be going for an Abyssal Blade, I suppose. Maybe you should go for some phase boots as well, nice and cheap damage. Why not? But mTw, it's still daytime. They know that nighttime could fall at any minute from Night Stalker, and I feel like they still feel like they're behind, although they do have a window of opportunity right now because, well, they shouldn't be doing this. CLG's going for Roshan, and they can get it pretty easily. There goes the nighttime. It should be a cue for mTw, just turn and just go to Roshan, book it right now. But Roshan is already dead. So unfortunately for mTw, not realizing that Roshan is up, is going to be another Aegis for the Night Stalker, and cheese for the Leshrac. Being able to sit in the middle of the fight, going to be building towards his Shiva's guard. mTw do not want to fight with that Aegis up. This game continuing to be drawn out. It's gonna be fun just watching these teams farm up for another like 20 minutes. I don't think my voice can handle that. I'm not projecting it correctly apparently. Thank you, Storm Major, for that, by the way. The bear is on the top lane, trying to get a little bit of equilibrium in favor of mTw, and the bear doing his magical thing, instantly blinking back to his owner. Well, I guess they're friends, not really owners. Yeah, it's a companion. So they're buds. They're not. It's not a pet thing. They're both mutually respective of each other. But mTw going strong on this bot lane. The tier 3 tower is gone from that previous push. The melee Rax has regenerated all the damage that it took last time. mTw should probably wait till daytime right now. This is a perfect time to go in. Night Stalker's ultimate is down, but they still feel like they're behind, so they're not going to push they're not going to make any sort of aggressive, risky plays, because if they take a bad fight, then that means pretty much the game. Although maybe they're just baiting out, waiting for someone to come up, and they're going to try to initiate on him. If CK gets a 4-second stun on that Night Stalker, the Night Stalker is pretty much toast. Fucking Mad looking for something, but Mitch is coming down the lane, and he has actually seen fucking Mad, so there goes the surprise. It is a trap, and the trap has been revealed. Unfortunately, Mjolnir, you can't use the static charge. Static charge, because the bear has no mana. But I'm pretty sure you could buy a booster and give him mana, get a energy booster, and then you could cast that. Not the best way to spend your money. Oh, you can make arcane boots, and then you could cast it. I'm pretty sure that works. That'll actually be really cool if we see that. I'd like to see that. Because honestly, the bear does enough damage already. Might as well just give him an ability. Test Funzy's micro to the fullest. And, well, his signature hero is the Lone Druid, so his micro is... I'd say it's pretty good. I'd say it's, you know, it's up there. It's up there. CLG just burning time, waiting for night, and nighttime is almost here. Night Stalker is going to be a terror then. They're going to try to make something happen right here again, because that seems to be the theme of the game. Do stuff here. But mTw doing what they can to prep for that. They're pushing out all the waves to make sure that CLG doesn't have all the time in the world. Using the Radiance Burn from the bear, so very good usage by Funzy, and then just going on to the bot lane with all their heroes, pushing that out a little bit. Forcing CLG's hand as far as where they want to defend. This tower can take a lot of damage with 2 siege creeps. This tower might even go down. And if history is any indication, then they won't get the tower. They're just going to chill here for about 10 minutes, and then they're going to be forced to fall back. CLG is smoked up, and they're looking for someone from mTw to defend this, but mTw playing very cautiously. They don't want to pass this line, because once you pass this line, you go into here. It's Brewmaster having fun. He's going to fuck up and actually clap, and it's going to be hilarious. It's not going to matter that much, but it's just going to be amusing. There you go. Tower got destroyed with that huge creep wave, prepped by the Lone Druid, and that is going to force CLG back. Nighttime has fallen. BKB up on Rubik. Let's see. That's not what I want to see. Here we go. New items, new items. Shiva's Guard is done. Plate mail up on Sand King. They have a Shiva's, they have an Assault Caress. Maybe he just wants more survivability. Fair enough. BKB down on Invoker, so he's going to be able to just stand and deliver a lot more effectively. 2 Force Staffs and a Heart going off onto the Chaos Knight, so not going for DPS build, going for the tank build. And with Funzy delivering the DPS, it's really, why not? Vita Booster on fucking Mad, BKB on Kebab, so everyone's sitting at some pretty big items, especially the supports. CK does not have buyback, however, he spent everything to buy that additional health item. So here comes the standoff of the century right here. Dragon Slave going off. Rubik's going to step up and do his stuff, I think. Or maybe he's just waiting for someone to pop a spell so that he can grab it. He wants a good one. Something that the Invoker has. Or an Epicenter. If he could get an Epicenter, that would be pretty ridiculous. But I don't think that's going to happen. Standoff. We've all seen this before. Cold Snap actually going on in Lena, doing a lot of damage. Tornadoes are searching out. Not going to be able to catch anyone. And holy shit, I can't believe we're doing this again. The never-ending story right here. Actually, using Alacrity on the Siege Creep. That's really freaking weird. I've never seen that before. Because, you know, Forge Spirits do more damage. Looks like those Forge Spirits with those high levels are going to be able to take down this tower. 41, 28, deny it. 7 HP. No Invoker gets the kill. And this is going to mean CLG has permission to move in. Or they, you know, are able to move in. mTw is going to have to take a fight here. Forge Spirits move in with Alacrity. They're going to start chipping away at this rack. But even if they do get this rack, it's going to mean the racks are even. That is going to mean a pretty big thing for CLG, since that's really the only weakness in their game right now. But these creeps continuing to just go and die. Bear spotting out for everyone, trying to look for someone, but all of CLG is the other way. Oh my god, guys. Oh. And with that tower, it looks like no, wait. We'll wait. No? Okay, we're gonna go back to the mid lane. Okay. Maybe now we're gonna see something. Dragon Slave, Lightning, only level 1 Lightning. EMP not gonna hit anyone. And even if it did, they have enough arcane boots to just patch them up. Centaur gonna be breaching the high ground. But met by an angry bear who kills it in 2 hits. Holy shit. Centaur did not last long at all. These Forge Spears are also going to go down. They're doing a little bit of damage to this tower, but it's really regenerating fast enough so that it's not a big deal. And oh my god, something happened. So, there's the Bro Strike going in from Nikwa. BKB is popped by the Chaos Knight. He's going to Phantasm as well. Kebab and fucking Matt taking so much damage. Kebab is barely able to escape with his life, but he's going to get taken down by Mitch. Brewmaster taking down the Sand King in the meantime. Miracle is just in the middle of everything. And Ice Wall, perfect placement by Pycat, being able to slow down Syndra into a crawl. And Funzy is still alive, however, and Rubik hasn't taken down by that Night Stalker. Mitch is trying to return to this game. Brewmaster still in his Brewling form. He's going to be able to take down the Fire Panda, but not that a big deal. That one usually dies anyway. Spirit Bear, I'm sorry, trying to make something happen. And if he loses this, it's going to be huge. He lost the Spirit Bear. That is going to be game. I don't think mTw can defend this anymore because they don't have any of those big items. Their biggest damage source is gone. The Raxes are going to fall as well. They don't have Rubik, does not have a buyback. Lena does not have a buyback either. CLG does not have Sand King, but like whoopity freaking do. They have a level 4 Edict. They have a scary Night Stalker, and that's just a huge misfight by mTw. They lost the bear, and the bear had everything. The bear had literally all of the items that Lone Druid spent an hour farming for, and without that, it's just, well, this guy's useless. He can't do anything. He has Vlads. What's that gonna do? That is gonna mean 2 Raxes for CLG. Gonna be transitioning up to the top lane. Gonna be able to take down this Rax as well, and Mega Creep is something mTw simply cannot handle. I think the real MVP of that fight was the Invoker with that Ice Wall, placing it perfectly in the middle. Actually, it's more like this. But forcing everyone to walk through that. Sock is going to try to make something happen. Syndran as well with that BKB, trying to wail on Mitch, but too much right-click damage coming out from CLG. Laguna Blade going out to Miracle. Miracle pops that cheese, going to be sitting in the middle of everything, trying to get a stun. Is going to get a stun. No, he's not. Tornado actually preventing that stun, but Funzy with no more items, and now Mega Creep's bearing down on them. That is going to be game. Such a delicate situation, and mTw really the worst thing possible happened. They lost the bear. There's the GG from Syndran. GG from everyone. Invoker capping off the game with the triple kill. 10-1-23 Invoker. Some scary stuff right there. Anyway, that's going to be only 1-0 in favor of CLG. Taking this game very slowly, but very surely from mTw. It looked like they were going to have a little bit better of a chance when they took the mid-racks, but CLG just played it patiently and managed to slowly hack down that tower and then caught Funzy with his bear at a very good time. So thanks for watching, guys. This has been mTw for CLG from the defense. I'm going to try to cast the next one if my voice can hold up, but I'm not sure about that. So thanks for watching, guys. GG.